really have the finances, right? So yun yung turning point niya. That was his turning point, and he realized the importance of money, right? So naghanap siya ng mga mentors, and yung three gentlemen na katabi niya, si Sir Joen, Sir Noel, and Sir Bart, ito yung mga mentors ni Kuya, ni Brother Bo Sanchez. And luckily for us, these are the same gentlemen who founded International Marketing Group here in the Philippines. Si Kuya Boy Abunda is the face of one of the partners ng IMG, which is Manila Bankers Life. Okay? And so yan lang ang mga, some of the personalities na campaigning with us for financial revolution with IMG, right? So yung book is authored by IMG, pero may forward si Brother Bo Sanchez, and he said, "Friend, this book is your ticket to upgrading your financial life. Read it, devour it, and share it with people who need a financial revolution in their life." Right? So, gusto nating marinig din yung participation ng class natin this afternoon. So you can chat, you can make use of the chat box, you can unmute yourselves, that's okay. How many of us attended school? I'm assuming lahat tayo of legal age, no? And I'm assuming that all of us already have our jobs, okay? Before we had our jobs, how many of us here had to attend school? Right? Feel free to chat or to unmute yourselves. Meron ba? Ako ay nag-aral ako, that's for sure. I attended school. Din attended school. Sino pa? Aside from me and Lawrence de la Cruz, welcome to our class. Star attended school. All right. Kami lang ba? Kami lang. Si Nikki din nag-attend ng school. All right. Yung iba hindi ba nag-aral? Marites, Annalisa. All right. Thank you very much, guys. All right. Thank you, Shalane. Bakit nag-attend? Why did we have to attend school? Bakit kinailangan nating mag-aral? Why is that? To be educated, to learn about what? To be educated on what? To learn the norms of becoming a good employee, right? Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Star. Thank you, Edins. If we think about it, we were sent to school to learn, to be educated. You're correct. We do natin nalaman how to read and write, how to get a degree and to have a better job, sabi ni Rich, which is correct. To summarize it, we went to school, or we got education, we got ourselves the diploma because sa school tinrain tayo how to get a job, right? Our parents wanted us to get our degree because having a degree means getting a good job, right? And having a good job means earning a salary. And when we have salary, we have money. We have money to pay for our needs. Yes? Tama ba? Or do you agree with what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
In school, we were made ready to get ourselves good jobs because jobs means salary, right? Pero were we taught in school what to do with the salary that we will earn, right? And unfortunately, and this is becoming this is being considered na by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and in fact the Department of Education, they're realizing there's no curriculum in school which is teaching about financial literacy. In school, we were taught how to become good doctors, good teachers, good lawyers, right? It was a preparation to get a very good job. But when we get a job, we will definitely earn salary. What do we do with the salary? Diba? May meme nga ako na nakita sa Facebook. I think bagong nakapagtrabaho. Sabi doon na, I thought that when I get a job, I'll have a lot of money, right? Hindi pala, right? It really doesn't follow. And that's the purpose why we're here this afternoon. Ito yung gustong this is what we want to impart into International Marketing Group, right? Now, another question before we continue, is money important? Do you think money is important? Kasi ito naman yung rason why we had to go to school and earn our bachelor's degree, to get a good job, to earn money. Now, question, is money important? Sabi ni Rich, sabi ni Edina, yes. Very good. I agree. Money is very important. It may not be the most important thing in the world, but it is important. Bakit? Because it is the tool. It is a tool to make us reach our financial goals. Kung gusto mong mag-travel, you cannot do that kung wala kang pera. Right? Kung gusto mong bumili ng something, you cannot do that without money. Right? So this is what we will learn today. Paano ba talaga nagwo-work yung pera? And how can you make money work for you? Alright? So, if you look at yung, if you see your environment, or maybe sa family ninyo, may mga kakilala ba kayo who are now retirees, right? Who are now retirees, and are they comfortable? Yung retirement nila, are they comfortable? Hindi ba nila change yung lifestyle nila, right? Or naghihirap ba sila? Because 90%, or only sa Philippines, as per statistics, only 2% retire comfortably. Bakit? Because when they were still working, yung during those times na nag-work sila, kasi on average, we work mga 30 to 40 years, right? And during the 30 to 40 years na nagtrabaho, hindi nila inaral kung paano i-handle yung pera nila. And that means retirement age without enough money. Kasi, ba't hindi nila inaral? Why didn't they think about it? Why didn't they prepare for their future or for their retirement? Kasi, they lack financial education. Kasi hindi naman tinuro sa school eh. There's no curriculum sa schools natin na nagtuturo about financial literacy, right? And that's what we're hoping to change, right? Now, is it possible to become rich? Is it possible to become debt-free? And is it possible to retire comfortably? And the answer to all of these questions is yes. Now, if you join IMG, will you become rich automatically? The answer is no, right? Because becoming rich, becoming debt-free, and retiring comfortably, it's a decision. It's your decision, right? Kasi we're going to learn how money works today. But if you don't action it, nasa sayo yan. Because, you know, education without application is really just entertainment. Right? Kasi in school, we spend 14, 16 years in school, right? Na-apply ba natin kaagad? Some, but really the application of the things na napag-aralan natin sa school, we applied it after 14, 16 years. We're applying it now that we're having that we have jobs, right? Dito, it's not necessarily going to be that way, because right after our class this afternoon, once you understand how money works, the application is automatic. Depende sa iyo, right? Because it's in your hands. The future, your future is in your hands. You need to become your own money manager. Okay? So, we will share with you 3 financial concepts which will change your life, which will make you understand ganito pala. All right. The first is the X-curve concept. Now, the X-curve concept is a financial concept which teaches us about responsibility. It's very simple. While we're at this stage in our lives, right? Hindi pa siguro tayo we don't have much money yet, right? So the money line, which is the green line, it is still going up. Kasi ideally yung money line natin pataas, because we're earning our money, we should know how to save, we should know how to invest, right? Kaya money line should be going up. While the responsibility line, right now maybe ang responsibility line natin, it depends sa tao, right? If you're still single, maybe yung responsibility mo hindi ganong mataas. Or meron din namang mga single na mataas yung responsibility, especially if they're helping send their siblings to school, right? Or if they're supporting parents nila kasi we belong to the sandwich generation, right? If may family na kayo of your own, at the same time, you're still supporting your parents who are growing old, right? So responsibility line is mataas. However, the ideal scenario sa X-curve concept, your money line while it's going up, pag mataas na yung money line mo, automatically the responsibility line will go down. Kasi if you think about it, yung responsibility mo, it's not going to be that high all the time. Your kids, if you have kids right now, your kids will finish their schools. Eventually, makakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, eventually they will get their own jobs, right? So at that point, yung responsibility mo sa kids mo is done. It's not going to be forever when it comes to money, right? So in this concept, dalawa lang naman yung pwedeng mangyari sa atin. Actually, generally speaking, there's just practically two things which will happen to us. Number one is, what if I die too soon, right? What if I die too soon? Anong mangyayari sa family ko, right? Ako wala ng problema because I'm gone, right? But yung problema, if hindi ako nakapag-prepare, is my family na umaasa sa akin, especially if I'm the breadwinner, especially if you're the breadwinner, right? So what will happen to you? What will happen to your kids? What will happen to your spouse? If you're supporting your parents, what will happen to your parents if you're gone too soon, right? So really, simply, to answer that question, yung kailangan natin is life insurance, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of life insurance sold in the market. But the important thing is for you to understand the product that you're getting. Kasi dito sa concept na to, we're understanding na you don't really need life insurance your entire life, right? You don't need life insurance by the time you're 80 years old, or you're 100 years old, or maybe at 60, 65. Hindi mo na kailangan ng life insurance at that point. Bakit? Remember yung X-curve concept, yung responsibility mo is not there forever. Your responsibility for your kids' education will not be there forever. So once you're done with financial responsibilities, you don't need life insurance because there will come a point in your life, kasi yung money line natin is going up, right? There will come a point in your life that you become self-insured, right? So really, life insurance is not a product we get for ourselves. Life insurance is income replacement para kung may mangyari sa akin, may automatic money, instant money na makukuha yung family ko so that hindi sila maghirap, right? Kasi emotionally burdened na because nawala ako, right? I don't want them to be financially burdened pa because nawala ako. So that's the reason why we get life insurance. Life insurance is practically not an investment. You should separate your investment. Alright? And yung second na pwedeng mangyari, tumanda ako ng matagal. I live too long. That's the second thing na pwedeng mangyari sa akin. I live too long. What will happen? Well, if I live too long, very nice, especially if napaghandaan ko, right? If I live too long, ano yung kailangan ko? I need to have passive income, di ba? Kasi if I live longer, I won't be expecting myself to continue working sa BPO or any industry. Kahit sino, kahit saan tayo nag-work ngayon, I don't think we will, kasi mandatory retiring age natin is 65, right? If I live too long, I should have healthcare and investment para may passive income ako. I don't want to be a burden to my future kids. Yun yung nangyayari usually, right? Kasi hindi na pagtandaan, ang ending is yung mga anak yung nagsusupport sa parents. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying na if we can help it now to ease that burden sa mga anak natin in the future, let's do our part. Kasi instead of our kids focusing on their future, there's something holding them back kasi nandyan tayo, right? So that's the X-curve concept. And then the second concept is the rule of 72 or the power of compounding interest. As per Albert Einstein, this is the eighth wonder of the world question for everyone. Saan tayo nagsasave ng pera natin ngayon? Where do we keep our money right now? Please feel free to chat or unmute yourself. Saan kayo nagsasave? Saan nyo nilalagay yung pera ninyo ngayon?
Bank, tsaka GCash.
Bank, tsaka GCash, sabi ni Shalane. Thank you, Shalane. How about the others? Where are we keeping our money? Bank. Thank you, Estrel. If I can call you Estrel, thank you. How about the others? Where are we keeping our money? Meron pa bang nag-aalkan siya ngayon? We're keeping our money sa piggy bank? Meron
Me.
pa ba? Sino yon? Sorry, hindi ko na-catch. Sino yon, please? Sa piggy bank? Lester. Sa piggy bank. All right, thank you. Si Starden sa bank. All right. Thank you very much. Savings bank, Lawrence. Thank you. For those who are keeping their money sa bank, do you guys have any idea how much yung interest rate sa banko? Alam niyo ba kung magkano yung interest rate na binibigay ng bank ninyo?
0.1 per annum.
0.1 per annum. Thank you very much. Correct. Yung BPI dati kasi payroll namin sa office is BPI. It used to give us 0.25%. Right now it's 0.15 per annum. All right.
GCash is 3%.
Yes, I was about to say that, Shalane. Thank you. Sa GCash or yung mga digital banks, they give a higher interest rate. In this case, sa GCash, it's 3%. All right. Now, for some of us who are still saving our money sa alkansya or sa cabinet, walang tubo yung pera natin, tapos kakainin pa siya ng inflation. All right. So why am I discussing about the rule of 72? Kasi if you think about it, majority of us save our money sa bangko. And we established na yung bangko is only giving 0.1 per annum, right? Or 0.15 per annum, right? Now, ang sabi ni Rule of 72, and you can Google this after this class, if you want to learn more about the Rule of 72, you can Google this. Yung formula, very simple. It says 72 is a constant number. We divide it by the interest rate kung saan natin tinatago yung pera natin. In this case, let's take an example ng bank. Okay? Ang bank is giving us 0.1 interest rate per annum. 72 divided by 0.1, I don't know the answer. Maybe you can take your calculator. Pero for simple calculation, sabihin na lang natin na 1%. Alright, sabihin natin na 1% yung binibigay ng bangko. 72 divided by 1% is equal to 72 years. That means, yung 2,000 pesos ko sa bangko, magiging 4,000 siya after 72 years. That's what the rule of compounding interest means. Ano yung conclusion natin dito? Well, ang bangko, we're not saying banks are bad. We're only saying that if yung plano mo sa money mo is long-term, let's just say for retirement, or ano yung whatever your financial goal is na long-term, if ilalagay mo lang siya sa bangko, it will never grow. Kasi sa bank, you will still get taxed. May inflation pa to beat, right? So, what if we have vehicles which will give us a higher interest rate? What if we have a 4%? Applying the rule of 72, 72 divided by 4 is 18, which means our money will double every 18 years. So if you're 20 years old now and you have a savings of 100,000 plus 18 years, so 38 ka na, plus another 18 years, 56 ka na. By 56, meron ka ng 400,000, which is not bad, right? However, if there's an 8%, 72 over 8 is 9 years. Every 9 years, dodoble yung pera mo. Now, if you're 20, you have 100,000 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 years. By 56, magiging 1.6 million na yung pera mo. However, if there's a 12%, instead of 1.6 million, by 56 years old, meron ka ng 6.4 million. Question, meron bang mga investment vehicles which will give you these interest rates? The answer is yes. Next question, are they legal? The answer is yes. Now you understand how money works. If meron kang kakilala or you have a friend who will tell you, oh, you give me this much and I will return it in the next 3 months with 60% interest, right? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true, right? Kasi the more you understand how money works, and when you understand it, mas lesser yung chances mo na ma-scam. Kasi ang daming scam ngayon, and a lot of us want to get rich quickly, right? Kasi I think it's human nature. we want to get rich very quickly, but life is not like that. There's no such thing as easy, right? Kung gusto nating easy money, mawawala lang din siya easily, right? It's a process. Getting rich is a process unless may inheritance ka, right? So if you look at it, ang rule of compounding interest natin, the difference between 4 to 8%, that's 4 times, and the difference between 4 and 12%, that's 16 times. That's compounding interest, and it can work for us if pinag-uusapan natin savings and investment. Pero if pag-uusapan natin utang and loan, kasi sa office, no, if merong yung sa office, yung home credit ba yun? Home credit, yung you can loan mga gadgets you can get, whatever, kasi home credit, right?
Iyon.
Oo, 'di ba? Madaming ganon. So pag pumupunta sila sa office, hindi na kailangang i-advertise ni HR. Hindi na kailangang magsabi ni HR, "Oy, you guys go there kasi may guests tayo." Mataas na kaagad yung linya basta home credit, right? Pero if may guest si HR about financial literacy, kailangan pang i-force ni HR, you send people kasi we have our speakers, wala tayong audience, diba? That's how ironic it is. If utang, magnet kaagad para sa mga tao, but if we talk about financial education, we have to force people, right? So, kasi culturally sa Philippines, no, utang is life, right? We need to start veering away from utang. Now, kasi especially sa audience natin, I think majority of our audience are youngsters, right? Start thinking about it. It is very possible to become debt-free, okay? Tapos pag utang kasi, you don't think about interest kung utang. Hindi mo na kina-calculate yung interest kasi you want something immediately, right? Hindi mo na siya pinag-ipunan because may utang naman. I can afford it because sweldo naman every 15 and 30th. So I have money to pay for my utang. So hindi na natin kina-calculate kung magkano yung interest, 'di ba? May kakilala ako sa office na I talked to one of my friends in the office, nangutang siya ng 5,000, alright? Sabi niya, kailangan niyang bayaran 1,080 pesos per month, right? So 5,000 na utang niya, kailangan niyang bayaran 1,080 per month. Sabi ko, ba't ka pumayag 1,080? It's okay because it's very cheap lang naman. 80 pesos hindi nga umabot ng 100, right? But if you calculate it, that's already 8%. Times 5, kasi 5 times siyang magbabayad, di ba? That's already 40%, right? That's already a lot of money. Yung bangko natin is giving us 0.15. Tapos yung utang mo, you're freely giving away your 8%, your 40%, right? So, that's one thing. And the last concept na pag-uusapan natin is how to build a solid financial foundation. And ito yung ina-apply ko sa buhay namin ngayon. My husband and I are applying how to build a solid financial foundation. Sabi ni Lawrence, I hate that. Very good for you, Lawrence. Congratulations. Because it's a very good thing na walang utang, right? So, yung solid financial foundation, ito yung ina-apply ko sa buhay namin ngayon. There's what we call pala as a right way of saving and a wrong way of saving, right? So, sabi ni solid financial foundation, it's like building a house. When we want to build a solid financial house, we need to follow ito na strategy because it's very helpful, and this is true, right? Majority of us, when we think long-term, ang nai-entice or na-attract kaagad tayo sa investments. And there is nothing wrong with investments. In fact, maganda yung investments. But we need to do it right, okay? Now, yung investments, we could be investing in liquid or solid, right? Solid, probably you buy jewelry or you buy a lot of gadgets, you buy condo, house and lot, real estate. Those are examples of solid investment, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And liquid investment naman, we do stock market, mutual funds, right? Very good. Long-term, these are very good. What we're just letting you know na there's a better strategy of doing it, right? 90% ng bankruptcy is caused by illness or sickness in the family, right? So sabi natin, I have a friend, nag-orient din ako sa kanya, no? Sabi niya na, my company is giving us HMO. Yeah, our company is also giving us HMO, and it's very good and it's very advantageous kasi if magkasakit, we don't shell out money because it's taken care of by our company, right? It's very good. Now, paano pag umalis ka sa company mo? Right? Kasi pag umalis ka sa company mo, for example, I resign. I will not be able to get my healthcare. Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin sa company ko na I served 10 years, 20 years, I served 20 years sa company na to. Can I get my HMO with me? Right? Siguro tatawanan ako ni Mark, no? Si Mark at HR natin. Siguro tatawanan ako ni Mark or any person from HR. Siguro tatawanan ako because it's not possible. Companies are giving us healthcare because I'm employed with them, diba? So it's one of the benefits na nakukuha ko. So picture out this scenario. May point sa lives natin that we will stop working. All right? Now, if we stop working, kasi magre-retire na tayo, if you stop working and wala kang healthcare, and then you become sick or you get sick or a family member gets sick, what will happen, right? If madami kang investments, then may pera ka, right? You will have to end up draining your investment. I-withdraw mo yung investments mo. Or if solid yung investment mo, you have jewelry, you have car, kailangan mong i-dispose yung investment mo, you have to sell them, right? Or the worst part pa is, if you have to sell them, na mas mababa yung presyo. Kasi mas desperate ka sa money. When it comes to illnesses, we feel so helpless, right? Especially if wala tayong pera. So if madami kang investments, then you'll have to sell off your investments. If wala kang investments, saan tayo pupunta? Mag-chip in yung family members. Mga magkakapatid, mag-chip in, right? Sometimes magkukos pa ng away kasi, oy, bakit si konti lang yung share? Or bakit si hindi nag-share? Right? Yun yung sistema natin, right? And if hindi kasya yung chip in, then lalapit tayo sa government, lalapit tayo sa governor, mayor, PCSO, right? So, why don't we start preparing for healthcare kasi we will get sick. Although hindi natin gusto, we will eventually become sick, especially if matanda na tayo kasi dyan lumalabas yung mga sakit, right? And yung sa example ko, if hindi kasya yung chip in, lapit tayo sa government. If hindi pa din kasya, mangungutang. We fall into debt, right? So, emergency fund. Pandemic ngayon, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people are on no work, no pay. If walang emergency fund, if may investment, again, the same thing, they drain out yung investment. If walang investment, walang emergency fund, saan pupunta? Doon sa loan doon, di ba? Loan dito, loan doon, mangungutang na naman. Right? So the strategy in how to build a strong financial house is this. Just follow this, and you're in it's the first step to building a strong financial house. Get yourself proper healthcare. I'm not talking about HMO sa office kasi as what we've established, hindi natin madadala yan. When we get out of the office, you can get another job, you'll get your HMO, that's very good. But eventually, we will need it during our older years. Get yourself healthcare, get yourself protection, and protection, we've talked about it. Protection is not for me. It's not for you. Protection is income replacement because we love our family, we get insured so that if something happens to us, may instant money na makukuha yung family natin. Let's work on eliminating utang. Let's build on emergency funds. Pinakalas na pala si investment, right? Kasi investment should be long-term. Emergency fund, okay, let's talk about these things. Yun na yung nasa front page ng book natin. That's already the strategy and how to build a strong financial house. Let's talk about the application, all right? Investment. we've established na investment sa last part na ha, pero dito sa IMG, we have a very good platform. Now, if you want to start investing, if you want to become shareholders, share owners of these companies na listed sa Philippine Stock Exchange, you can do that through IMG by doing mutual fund, right? What is mutual fund? Yung money natin, ipupull in, right? My licensed fund manager and he's responsible for investing our money. So the next time you go to SM, Ayala, kakain ka sa Jollibee, you make a transaction sa BDO, you're no longer just a consumer. You become part owner of these organizations. Yan yung mutual fund. Question, how do you start? Well, you can start, go to any financial institution, go to your bank, tell them, I want to open a mutual fund. And they will help you. For example, meron ako mutual fund sa bank ko before, right? So, may minimum amount yan sila kung magkano yung pwedeng i-invest sa bank, medyo malaki. So, example, if you invest 50,000 sa mutual fund through your bank, may kukunin na charge si bank. Obviously, because you're using their institution, diba, to do mutual funds. So may kukunin yan silang sales load between 2 to 10%. So if you invest 50,000, hindi the entire 50,000 gets invested kasi may 2 to 10% pang kukunin si BDO, right? But if you do it through IMG, because we have a very good platform, there's no sales load. Your entire 50,000 gets invested, right? Second, building an emergency fund. We've established during this COVID-19, 5 months into lockdown. If you're single, build an emergency fund which is 3 to 5 months of your monthly income. Si emergency fund, ito yung pera natin na ilalagay lang natin sa bank, right? Because yung advantage na binibigay ni bank sa atin is accessibility. It's not really pagtubo ng pera, right? Build an emergency fund and this is the money na ilalagay mo sa bangko. Alright? Now, if you're married and if you have a partner, double it. Diba? Kasi dalawa kayo eh. If you're single, 3 to 5 months of your monthly income. If you're married and have a partner, then make it twice that amount. Right? Or if you can do more, then you're in a better position. Kasi pag may mga emergency, like ngayong case na to, or for example, may bagyo, tapos na kailangan ipagawa yung bahay, then you get it from your emergency fund. Hindi mo na kailangan kunin yung sa investments mo, right? Kasi yung investment mo for long term, depende kung ano yung goal mo, right? You're probably putting investment for your child's college fund, right? So hindi mo na kailangan kunan yun, right? Eliminating debt. Si Lawrence, wala nang problema nito kasi walang utang. But for some of us, may mga strategies pala how to eliminate debt. We have separate classes for that. And you go back to the person who invited you para ma-sharean kayo kung kailan yung next na schedule or may recorded kami na webinar how to eliminate debts. May mga strategies niyan, right? Protection. I don't need to talk more about it. Again, protection is for our family na mahal natin. It's not for us. Make your life insurance and investment separate. Okay? Because life insurance is very affordable. Nagiging mahal siya because it's sold in the market as life insurance and investment. Okay? Why don't you invest money yourselves? Get a separate life insurance na mura. Alright? Now, dito tayo sa healthcare. 3 types of healthcare: short-term, senior care, long-term. Short-term care, ito yung mga IntelliCare, Asian Life. Ano pa bang iba? What other short-term HMOs are there in the market right now or sa mga companies natin?
MaxiCare.
So we have MaxiCare, right? Shilane, MaxiCare din ba sa inyo? IntelliCare sa World Women. Okay, Medicare, MaxiCare, IntelliCare, mga care. Insular, alright? Ito mga short-term to. What does short-term mean? It gets renewed annually. Wala kang babayaran is if you're working kasi taken care of your company, right? So if you get sick, then you have short-term care. That's very good. Senior care naman, it's like a short-term care pero for our senior citizens. This is more costly. Now, what's common between short-term and senior care? Annual yung renewal. Is the renewal guaranteed? No, it is not guaranteed because if you're sickly, possible tataasan yung premium mo. If nagkakasakit ka all the time, then it's a possibility na hindi ka na insurable, or your HMO will tell you no, we don't want you because alakan si Miss, kung sa Bisaya pa, alakan si Minimo, right? So, ang focus natin for this afternoon is long-term care. Ano ba si long-term care? So, go back tayo sa strategy, how to build a solid financial house. Ito yung strategy na ipa-follow lang natin, right? We will get ourselves proper healthcare. And when we talk healthcare, long-term ang pinag-iisipan natin dito. We get ourselves protection, right? Again, protection is not for me, it's for my family. Kasi, kailan ba ako bibili ng fire extinguisher? Will I buy fire extinguisher pag may sunog na? No, right? Sa offices natin, may mga fire extinguisher kasi requirement yan ni BFP, right? Why do we need fire extinguisher? Para in case may sunog, we can put off the fire immediately. The same way with life insurance, I will not get life insurance when I'm very old kasi hindi na ako insurable at that time. I should get it right now when I'm still younger and still able. I'm still healthy. I'm still insurable. I should get it now because I don't know what will happen kailan ako kukunin ni Lord, right? And then, we will work on eliminating utang, and at the same time, we will build emergency funds. Last na si investment. So 3 things are very important: get healthcare, get protection, invest for your future. Okay? At the same time, of course, tanggalin natin si utang and we will build an emergency fund. Now, sa healthcare na pag-uusapan natin ngayon, yung partner natin dito sa IMG is called Kaiser. Now, what is Kaiser? Kaiser is a 3-in-1 savings program. In fact, it's a 4-in-1 savings program. How does it work? Kaiser, we will only save for 7 years. Kahit gusto mong mag-save after 7 years, hindi na pwede. Sabi ni Kaiser na, okay lang, stop ka na. You just save 7 years sa akin. After 7 years, pwedeng you invest your money somewhere else. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, most of us are still working here. We probably have healthcare sa companies natin. We will treat Kaiser as our savings and investment. 7 years lang nating babayaran si Kaiser. After 7 years, we stop. Okay? Sa example natin, ang K100 yung plan, annual installment amount is 58,821. Annual. Go back to the person who invited you because we have other payment terms. Meron tayong monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual. Annual ang fini-feature namin dito because annual payment, you save 2 months. You get a savings of 2 months worth. Okay? Now, sa contract natin, your contract price is 411,000 in total. Okay? But what are the features of Kaiser na gustong-gusto ko? Number 1, my healthcare, my life insurance, my investment, right? If something happens to me, let's just say 1 year pa lang yung nabayaran ko with Kaiser, hindi pa ako tapos sa 7 years, what will happen? Well, my family will get my life insurance. Tapos yung policy ko, yung Kaiser policy ko is considered paid in full. Wala nang poproblemahin si family ko. My policy itself will get transferred to my beneficiary. So, makukuha ni beneficiary ko yung life insurance. Matatransfer kay beneficiary ko yung Kaiser policy ko. So, ang makaka-take advantage ng healthcare at ng investment part is si beneficiary ko when my policy matures. Right? If yung cause ng death ko accident, Kaiser will double my life insurance. Right? Now, remember, yung contract price natin is 411,000. 7 years, stop paying. 8th year onwards, okay? If you go back to the video, if maalala nyo yung video kanina at the start, the most important thing when it comes to saving is time. Time is very critical because the more time you have, the more time your money will grow. Kahit konti lang yung savings mo, if you do it constantly and you start young, by the time you're retiring, you'll have a lot of money. Right? So in here, yung extended accumulation period natin with Kaiser is 13 years. 7 paying years plus another 13 years for our money to accumulate. Right? So 7 plus 13, on the 20th year, matured na si policy natin. Just forget about your Kaiser. Just treat it as your savings. This is for our older age, right? We're doing this, I'm doing this because I want na ma-secure na yung hospitalization ko and investment part ko when I'm older, right? So, starting on the 8th year onwards, covered na si pre-existing medical condition and dreaded illnesses. Bakit? Kasi yun yung importante. When I'm old, hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga sakit ko by that time, right? So hindi na ako problema because Kaiser will take care of my pre-existing and my dreaded illnesses or my critical illnesses. That's very good. Starting 8th year onwards, my annual benefit limit, it will start accumulating interest and in compounding interest, right? So if you think about it, yung saver natin started at 22, so bata. By the time 42 siya, mature na yung policy niya. So from a 411,000 na contract price, pag mature ng policy niya, the person already has 1.1 million. That's the reason why Kaiser is a very good product. Getting one product already takes care of the 3 important things in building a solid financial house. Okay? 42 bata pa. 42 years old, siguro hindi pa niya kailangan yung pera. So, she will leave the money with Kaiser. It will continue earning interest. By the time 60, from 1.1 million, meron na siyang 6.4 million. By the time 65, meron na siyang 10.4 million. It's as simple as that. Kaiser is a saving and investment program na kukunin natin for ourselves. Alright? Now, I'd like to encourage you, I'd like to invite you to join our community. When you become part of our IMG community, you have separate benefits. You will get your own portal. Ito yung laman ng portal ninyo. 6,000 ang membership one time. Alright? One-time membership fee. What do you get from your 6,000? 1,000 of that is already invested dito sa Solvivo. Itong mutual fund to. Yung mutual fund, di ba I said, when you do mutual fund through IMG, no sales fee. So your entire money gets invested. Then, that's Solvivo. 1,000 of that is allocated to your Solvivo. Meron tayong micro life insurance na 50,000 with Fidelity Life. We can use this as memorial for our memorial benefit. So I don't need to get St. Peter kasi meron na ako with my IMG membership, right? Meron na akong accident insurance na 100,000 with Manila Bankers Life just by becoming an IMG member. Itong eyeglass ko, this is free from IMG, free frame. Kasi yung partner natin dito is Delos Reyes Optical, right? We get free eye check-up, tapos 2 free eye frame every year with Delos Reyes Optical just by becoming an IMG member. Tapos, meron din tayong free unlimited consultation sa Kaiser Medical Center. Where's Kaiser Medical Center in Cebu? Meron tayo sa SM City and SM Seaside. Kahit everyday ka pang pumunta doon for a health check-up, libre, right? Magkano na ba yung check-up ngayon? 500 to 700 per check-up? When you become an IMG member, libre na yan when you do it through Kaiser Medical Center, right? And ito yung Kaiser portal ko. Embedded na din yung Kaiser portal ko dito sa IMG na portal, right? Only 6,000. 6,000 is one time, plus you get access to free financial education. Libre yon. Plus you have the community. Meron kang mga mentors. You'll have people teaching you how to grow your money, how to invest your money. All right? Now, 6,000 is one time for us to retain access to our portal. Kasi when you become an IMG member, you can make it as your business. So you have a brokerage license. So for us to maintain our license and for us to maintain yung access sa portal natin, kasi andito lahat sa portal natin, we only have to re-accredit every year for 1,500. Right? So it's very cheap. If you think about it, kung fiesta nga, isang lechon lang yung 6,000, di ba? What's 6,000 to start your financial career, to start your financial revolution, right? Now, if you want to become an associate member basically means becoming an IMG member plus getting your own Kaiser savings program. So, go back to the person who invited you. Yung sa example natin is 12,382 kasi yung Kaiser natin is K100, yung 58,821 annually. We have higher plans, but of course, if you can afford 6,000, if you can afford to save 6,000 every month for your future, why not? All right? So that's an associate member. What's your benefit? Lahat ng ito, benefit mo. Tapos you can do a career in IMG. You can do the business side in IMG when you become an associate member. All right? So thank you very much. Sabi ko kanina, when you become an IMG member, you can represent all the partners in IMG, and these are all our partners in IMG. Partners natin, we have Ayala Land, SMDC, DMCI sa real estate, sa investment, meron tayong Sun Life, Bramber, Soldivo, right? Sa life insurance, meron tayong Fidelity and Manila Bankers na very mura, right? Sa general insurance, meron tayong Mafre, Malayan, QBE, right? So yung insurance ng sasakyan namin, hindi na ako kumukuha kahit kanino. I do it through IMG because IMG is giving me everything that I need. It's a one-stop shop kasi, right? So thank you very much for spending an hour with me. This is when you do your business sa IMG, or if you want to earn extra income, you become an associate. Right? When you become an associate kasi, you have a commission of 20%. You can start earning 20% commission. Tapos, let's say you helped 5 friends. You helped 5 friends. When pag nangyari yun, yung 20% commission mo, magiging 37% na. And yung 5 friends mo, they believe sa advocacy ni IMG, so they also share. They also help their family, they also help their friends. If you're able to help 30 friends and family, magiging 47% na yung commission mo. So, if you can earn an extra income of about 12,000 or 21,000, di ba? Gusto nyo ba yon? Right? If you can earn extra income, because one way of also helping ourselves is to increase our income stream, di ba? So, if you can do it part-time and you will earn extra, why not? Instead of spending our time watching Korean novela, diba? So, eto na, pwede natin gawin. So, thank you. You're now part of our campaign kasi we're campaigning for 30 million educated families by the year 2030. Go back to the person who invited you. They will ask for your email address and your phone number. They will register you sa campaign. It's also your raffle entry. Baka manalo pa ng iPad, right? Sa next convention namin. So, my name is Richelle Jane. This is my Facebook page. You can invite me if you want, all right? And then that ends our class this afternoon. If you have any questions, meron tayong 1 minute pa siguro. If you have any questions, feel free to type it sa chat box if may mga questions kayo. Right. Siguro nag-iisip pa kayo ng questions. Or if no more questions, then I'd like to thank you for your time today. Just go back to the person who invited you if you have more questions. So thank you guys, and you have a good Sunday afternoon. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you guys.
I am a proud IMG campaigner because our mission to financially educate people is limitless. We keep no boundaries to share and spread our advocacy to the families who are in need.
I am a proud